Speaking of Christmas, what do you think is the best gift that a husband can give?
Oh, well, that's easy. It doesn't even need to be Christmas. First of all, have your credit card on file at DermFx. If you get women that have thousands of dollars of filler in their face and they're older and you're like, I have to dissolve everything and start over, I'm Picasso, let me tell you. They're going to be really upset. That happened to a patient of ours that went somewhere else and they said, oh, we have to totally start over. Well, she's like 68 years old. She, in her own, these are on her own. She said, now my mouth looks like a cat butthole.
Oh gosh.
Hey everybody, it's Christmas time. I love Christmas, and so does my friend Marilyn.
It's my favorite time of the year by far.
We love Christmas.
Yes.
But the first thing I want to do is we're going to talk about the Forgotten Foundation, which is about 40 kids in Mexico that we have been cruising down every year at Christmas time.
It's an orphanage.
It's an orphanage with some beautiful kids that we love a ton, and getting to see them grow over the years has been awesome. I've been going down there about 25 years, and man, when we first started going down there, I will tell you, they slept kind of on like dirt. It was really bad with like, I don't know if you guys have been to third world countries with like barbed wire and tires and then just like cardboard on the roof kind of a places. It's super sad. Yeah, these kids there. And I kind of accidentally fell into helping there and kind of just ended up taking it over. And
Well, no, that's a really neat thing that I got to bond with you over, is that your love of helping others and especially those children. And for years, we've gone down and done kind of like a Santa like a Santa day where they get to have their own little Christmas, and it's been super fun and memorable, and
yeah, it's great.
Brings a lot of joy to the kids.
It does, really. And it's helped my kids. I know that I started taking my kids down there, and when they were little, they were into it, and then they got to be like preteens and teens, they were freaking brats.
Well, it's a long drive, right? So it was more that.
Mm-hmm.
But they always
now
came
that they're
home happy.
All in their early 20s, I think that it's so really just a touching thing to watch as your kids care for these kids. I mean, to me, it's just priceless, I guess, is what I would call it. You can't, there's nothing
for
else
sure.
that does
Like
that.
I have my kids, and you also have kids away playing hockey. And the first thing that we're doing the minute they fly back and their schedule opens up is we're going straight down there.
Yeah, my kid too. Yeah, for sure. Has to fly into San Diego so we can pick him up on the way to Mexicali this year. So,
right, because they would be devastated if they missed it. They've formed
nice
relationships and bonds, and they care about the kids, and they want to have those moments with them. So it's really special.
Right, it's really good. Yeah. So all of you guys too that help buy things at all the little stores at our little clinics too.
Yeah, you have
all
the
that
best
goes to those
stuff.
kids. So we always try to keep it stocked with good girl stuff and
everything we love,
dog stuff and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, lots of different things for kids. And
well, that's what I love. It like the checkout stand, it says like 100% of everything you purchase goes to the kids. They don't have like an admin fee or some crazy fees.
It is crazy.
And so everything you buy goes straight to the kids.
Yeah,
and I love that.
After starting my own foundation, I realized that like you can pocket like 97% of that stuff, and then 3% goes to the foundation. I don't know. You look at some of these huge CEOs that like the ASPCA driving his Malbec and stuff. I'm like, ew, that's what I'm donating to. Never, ever, 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 ever again. So I like to find like grassroots kind of places that I know are like really helping, things that are
right,
real.
Because these kids wouldn't be helped without you. Because unfortunately, what I've learned throughout going out down there all these years is that in Mexico, they don't help orphans the way that we do in the States.
No way.
So like in the States, if that happens, a kid gets put in a foster home, and it's like simple necessities, fed, has housing, out there, that's not the case. I mean, I've heard that the Catholic Church lets the kids like sleep in the pews. Like it's really heartbreaking. So
yeah, we've had to hide them before because we're only allowed to have so many kids, and we actually get fined for having too many orphans. That I'm like, there's literally homeless kids in Mexico.
There's nowhere for them to go.
I can't imagine. Like, imagine seeing like a 4 and a 2-year-old like cruising around, holding hands, like walking around. Like, I feel like Americans would freak out. You just don't see that in America, right? It's
right.
like, wait, there's homeless
that it
children.
Still happens. So
I don't know how they eat and how they really survive.
It's
just
heartbreaking.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh, all of it down there. I mean, even the pets, every bit of it's heartbreaking. But I don't know. I'm glad I do it. I'm super glad that it's been really great for my family, for kids. It's just a great all the way around. I'm grateful that
Right.
it sort of fell on my lap. I didn't.
Well, I think
I
it's
don't want to
something
say
that I
like,
bonded with you over too. It's like as our close friendship has grown over the years, it's like wrapping for hours. So they have
yeah,
the fun of unwrapping and
all that.
the
Yeah, it's a
Christmas
lot.
experience
And
is a
making
lot,
sure
but it's a
every
lot.
single one of them has a gift, and every single one of
Right.
them has what they want, and every single one of them has the right size. And
Well, then it takes a lot of help from the community. Like you get donations, people drop stuff off to
yeah, it's
DermFx
really
and like
nice.
purchasing things around. So all of that adds up and we can give them a really fun Christmas because
Yeah,
all kids should have the joy of Christmas,
I think
right?
so too. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart any kid not having Christmas or even just anything that I just want kids to have everything that they need. And it
Right.
really works out perfectly that to watch your kids do that. Actually, one time I remember being down there too, and my dad has always been one to help everybody and anybody. And I know we were down there, and my oldest son was a little bit in his bratty stage, and I remember him. There was a little girl that had 3rd-degree burns on her arm, and they didn't even
Yeah, that was a
think that
tragedy story. Yeah.
flat, that to think of like physical therapy to like, they were just like, yeah, she's not going to be able to move her arm anymore. And I was just like, what? And then I just watched my son like so tenderly with her, like helping her, put her doll clothes on and the doll together and stuff. And it's really, it changes your kids, I think. And I hope that that sticks with them forever. And if it's one thing that I give to my kids, I hope that that's it, that just pay attention to what's around you.
Right.
And I also think that if you can, you should, period. That's all there is to it. When you're wondering, like, oh, should I give this? Or you definitely should.
Yeah.
And most of us can. So,
Yeah, no, having those moments where your kid sees that they could give in their own way. So one of the sweet moments I had was when one of my sons, watching him make friends with one of the
mhm.
orphans and noticing that he liked his hat. And so he asked him, "You like my hat?" And then giving it to him and the smile on the orphan's face
Yeah,
and like the sweet little kid. And it's so nice to have those moments where you see your kids being kind from their own heart, you know?
totally. Well, I think as moms too, we always feel like failures, right? Where it's always like, and so kind of like watching something like that, you're like, oh, something I actually said might have stuck. Like,
Right, right, right.
who's
Well,
that
yeah, they're
kid?
not fighting with their brothers or they're not,
Yeah, doing something obnoxious or just, yeah,
yeah.
it's like really nice to see. I mean, those orphans do probably more for us than we do for them, I think. And so, anybody have brats out there, send them on down because I'm here to whoop them into shape for you. Yeah, it's an excellent experience. I cannot recommend it more.
No,
So,
it's definitely changed my kids' Christmas memories. I think their whole life. I mean, we've been going, what, 6 or 8 years since we've become close. And that will be a core memory is, I remember my like little guys, the 4 2-year-olds, there's a language barrier. Obviously they speak Spanish, but you can give candy canes and my little kids walking around and the smile and they're like, "Mom, did you see how much they love their candy cane?" Like,
I know,
it's
that's
just
cute.
that they get the joy too. So you are doing something nice, but your kids
Right.
seeing the gift of giving,
It's
it's
awesome.
important.
Yeah. So we set up the stores and all the different locations too, so that any Christmas shopping that anybody wants to do, 100% goes to those children, which is another, you know, I think if you want to do good with just your shopping, that's another good way. We always try to have stocked really cool,
Yeah,
like
stuff
stuff
fun
for
for your girlfriends or your daughters or
dogs. We
stocking
got lots of
stuffer.
dog stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a really
it's a
good way to do it.
win-win.
Yeah. Oh, it's a huge win. I actually think we win more, honestly. You don't understand it till you go, but when you come back, you're like so full.
And there's some photos of the kids in the location so you can see the kids that they're helping and it's kind of
Yeah,
nice to put
it
a
is
face
nice.
to the
Yeah, it is nice, and they're all excited already that we're coming. We have a date, so they're already that's like their Christmas. So it's like it's really sweet. So I'm happy about that. I love it.
yeah.
All right. Well, today we're going to talk about all the different filler techniques and trends, and see what
The
somebody
hot
that's
new things.
not in the business and what they think of it. So, have you ever heard of the Russian lip technique?
I've seen that online, right? It's like the style of doing it, but what I mean, I get they're trying to get a certain look, but why are they calling it a technique?
Well, because if you do this technique, you end up with the Russian lip look.
And can you do that technique any other way to get that same look?
Well, this is what I don't like about it and I like about it. I mean, okay, yes, you can
So
make a
what
beautiful lip.
exactly is the Russian look?
It's basically them hitting all the different parts of the lip, but up through here. A couple of things. I mean, these people must have nerve blocks going on, because that is so incredibly
Painful.
painful and that person's like not even moving. So first of all, nerve blocks, right? Second of all, let me tell you this. If your injector isn't extremely precise, all these little things going in like that, I cannot tell you how many times the whole bottom part has got bump, 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 bump,
Like little
bump,
balls of filler?
balls everywhere, because they're laying them down like that. It's not the natural way that the lip flows. So, I definitely fill every single compartment of the lip like this. I just don't, and I can absolutely do it like that, but, oh, well, hi. You want to come up here? No. Okay. There's my little grand dog, Nina. This is our little Mexican grand dog right here that she came straight from the streets of Mexico, right? Didn't you? You're going to help us with that foundation. Yes, you are. You're going to be the model. Anyway, so yeah, these lips definitely, can you create them with other looks? Yes, you can. The other thing with all those pokes, they don't ever show you what you look like the next day.
Yeah. The amount of bruising.
Oh, it's brutal. I had another nurse that works for us do it on me because she was trying to convince me that this is the way to go. And I was like, literally, it looked like I had a Fu Manchu, like full mustache, I was like, I
So
will
are they
never
trying to make the
ever.
lip look flatter?
Yeah, more projection, but the right kind of projection, which you just don't want it to look like monkeyish. So that's what everyone's trying to go against, and why you hear about people like, oh, dissolving all this filler and starting over and all that kind of thing is a hot trend too, which I think you better do it sparingly, because I'll tell you, if you get women that have thousands of dollars of filler in their face and they're older and you're like, I have to dissolve everything and start over, I'm Picasso, let me tell you, they're gonna be really upset. That happened to a patient of ours that went somewhere else and they said, oh, we have to totally start over. Well, she's like 68 years old. She, in her own, these are on her own words, she said, now my mouth looks like a cat butthole.
Oh, gosh.
I swear to you, that's what she said.
Oh, no.
I couldn't believe, I was like, oh, she was like, they said I had to start over, and I was like, oh. So some of these ladies might be overfilled in your 30-year-old brain, but think of it this way. If you're going to dissolve all that and leave them with a cat butthole for a mouth, honest to God, just think about what you're doing.
Right.
If they're 20 years old, 30 years old, and they just have overfilled everything and they don't have any lip lines or whatever, do it. Whatever you guys come up with, fine. But think about it for older women too, and the amount of money that they've
Put into it. Yeah.
to dissolve
Well, and
all
I think
that.
that's something people get scared of, is the overfilled look.
Totally.
So what's the right way to say, if you're going in and you want to get lip filler, or you want a kind of a more of a natural look, or
Well,
you
let me
don't
ask
want
you
that
this.
Russian look? Oh, gosh.
These beauties here, right? So in your mind, does that look like one filler or two? What would you think if you
I
wanted
don't know.
that
That's
on you?
super extreme. I would have no idea, really. I mean, that seems like
So this is
shocking.
totally. So this is what I think people think if they have lip filler that they have to look like. That is a lot of syringes of filler over time. A one-time filler, you're never, ever, ever going to look like that. I mean, that is absolute extreme, and that's a lot of filler. So most people don't want to look like that. So, but they think that that's what you look like if you have your
Have
lips done. I have my lips done, you have your lips done. That's never my goal for anybody. Do we every once in a while get somebody like that in there that says, I want these unicorn lips?
I guess
Sure.
if that's what they're into.
I mean, it looks like that might be her whole look too. Look at her eyelashes.
Yeah.
She probably
well, that's
has
an extreme.
double D tatas and a big old round booty. So then maybe those lips match whoever she is. If that's the case, I'm not
That's
against
fine,
it.
yeah.
I know I can make it safe. So then fine. I'm not going to preach to you what your lips should look like,
Right.
nor your butt, nor your boobs, right? I don't care. If that's your deal, you go for it. But most women are like, ugh, I just want to look like myself, but just a little
bit enhanced.
softer.
Yeah.
That's the real 99% of women. And that's the 1%. So remember this. Just like a breast implant, I couldn't give double D's using a cup boob, right?
Right.
When they show you all these different sizes, it's for a reason. I almost wish that we could show people lip syringe sizes. A syringe is about equivalent to a blueberry.
Okay.
So imagine if you smash up a blueberry and you stick
Right.
it all in your mouth. It's
Right.
not tons. That's probably
So you can get a good
20 blueberries in my mind.
Oh gosh. So you could get a good natural, but also make a difference in one syringe.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think you just have to kind of keep it real. And I wish that these pictures would just say that that's for them. I don't know. Like her hair color, I mean, the little tiny bit you can see of her, she's just kind of an extreme kind of chick, which is good for her.
Yeah, but if you go do your lips, you don't have to have the fear of that happening.
Absolutely not.
No,
It's
no.
hard to make those happen, and it's over a lot of time. It's so expensive. That's not some $500 amount of lips, right? Like that is a
An
lot
extreme.
of lip.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, oh, I love this because Kevin Hart just goes off.
He's
No,
hilarious.
no.
Look at me. What'd I say? No.
Right?
Come here.
But can you see
Look at me.
his
Hey.
weird, like,
Look at
I
me.
don't know what that over
No.
the
Come here.
top
Look at me. Hey.
look is
Hey.
with like
What I-
everybody having this upper
you
lip,
wanna-
like
No.
Yeah. Well, it seems
that's
like
like
it
a
kind of
thing, and then
enhances
like
your own
you
natural
can kind of
lines.
see, yeah, just do what you have naturally. When people come in and say, "I want Kim Kardashian's lips," I'm like,
You want the best
so
version
over
of your
that.
lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't show me any pictures. Girl, stop.
Yeah. Let's make the best of like what.
Yeah, I actually literally this last week too had this lady, I want to say she's in her early 70s. She shows me this picture on her phone that is like literally an 18-year-old AI picture of lips.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, honest to God, this would be called magic. Like I said, there is no filler, no machine, no amount of Botox, no amount of anything on this planet that anyone ever could make your mouth look like that mouth. Do you realize that all of this is like totally perfect on her? And do you realize that the age of that has to be like 18 or less?
Right.
And your age, she literally didn't get it until she goes, oh,
Yeah.
I see that now. I was like,
Well, that's what's nice is
what?
that you're honest and you're realistic
and at
about
least
what
she
you
saw
can
it
get.
too, because a lot of times they leave and they go, "Oh, well, the other girl said I could get that for that." Like I want one syringe and I can make it look like that. And I'm like, if she knows magic, I guess go with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not realistic. And I mean, it wouldn't even look. And I go, then if you're gonna do all that, and this is gonna have all these lines and spots everywhere, like
Yeah, it's better to have a balance on everything
just do
than
the
just one.
balance and let.
Yeah.
Usually, the person doing it is all about balance for you. It's got to just be about balance, but it has to match your age. 18 here and 70 there, like no.
Right.
Just soften
Make
it all
the
up
best
a little
of the
bit.
stage
I mean,
that you're
unless
in.
you're going to do everything extreme, it just has to be everything or nothing, in my opinion. I don't know. This girl has everything extreme. I have a couple of girls that come in to do extreme. They've had lips that big, but they've got the huge nails and like the chunky butt.
Yeah, they're going for a
and the
certain
big
look.
jewelry and the,
Yeah, and that's fine, but
I love
yeah.
it. They look hot as can be. I'm like, girl, hit that. Yee. I love it. I'm not mad at that style at all. Not for me.
right.
But if you're out there living your best life because of that, I'm 100% for it.
Yeah, no, but I have heard that people get scared, like, oh, you did lip filler or whatever, and it's going to make you look like fake or off
yeah.
or whatever, and it's clear that you can do it without that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. What about the guys? Have you heard of that other trend where they're like changing the color of their iris? Like that's the colored part of your eye.
Well, like how people wear color contacts, but it's like permanent.
Yeah, but it's like with the surgery where they're like implanting like a new iris in there.
Oh wow, that seems kind of scary.
It is. I feel like it looks so trippy. But check this guy out. I mean, he's obviously like an Indian dude, right? And he's doing surgery now, and he has like these aqua blue eyes. I mean, I do admit he's much better looking with those eyes. He is, but like,
Well, no, if that's what you like that's fine. I just would worry about the scare of something going wrong.
so.
And
much
then
could
would
go
you
wrong with that
always want
surgery.
that
My
look
mind
'cause it's
goes
permanent? Yeah.
with everything that could go wrong. It could be a lot. First of all, the sensitivity in your eyes would be off the charts because blue eyes really are a lot more sensitive to the sun than brown eyes. So he's not going to be used to that kind of sensitivity. Any kind of messing around the eye too creates permanent dry eye, which I would be afraid of that for
Yeah,
him.
you're not thinking about that 20 or 30 years later.
No, you sure are not. I mean, he seems fine, but there was this one girl, I think she was like an Instagram model too, that ended up losing her vision. That's
That's
the biggest one where I'm
devastating.
like, oh my God, it's never going to be worth that. I mean,
Yeah.
never.
Well, yeah,
I
and
don't
just
know. If
because
there's a
color
risk of going
contacts seem so
blind, like,
easy.
why would you do it?
Yeah, I wonder how safe. I haven't heard about like people wanting to do that so much, but it seems kind of extreme.
No, it's
When you
coming.
could get a
it's like a
color
new
context.
thing where people are like, "Yeah, get it done. Yeah, get it done, get it done." But like, I feel like if there's even 1% chance of going blind, you just
That's
don't
pretty
do it,
risky.
right? Yee, girls and guys, come on, be cute other ways. I don't know. Ooh, Look at
Yeah.
her, she's all happy there, and then it like the next like videos down, it shows that she's like goes blind. Oh, see, there's the little implant. You can see that he picks the color of the implant.
Oh, that's so scary.
Oh gosh. Anyway, I don't know if this guy talking is for or against it, but like it's just too much. It doesn't even look like a real eye either. Like it looks
Yeah,
kind of
it
weird,
looks
right?
almost like-
Oh, there we go. Instagram model destroys eyes in cosmetic surgery gone wrong.
Oh,
She's already so pretty. Why do you?
I
have
know,
to-
and you're so young that like that's like a
Blind.
forever change.
Blind. Talk about forever change, right?
Especially when color contacts are so safe. Like if you want that look, like okay, but I don't know. It seems kind of risky.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like there's a lot of ways to be cute that aren't super crazy. And like, how about this other one where you can make your breasts bigger with this? Check this out.
Breast bigger or skin bigger? Because that looks so painful.
Oh, women are nuts to do this. I'm sorry. First of all, you have to be super duper young because if you already have any sort of saggy tatas, they're gonna get way saggier, girl. You're going from like a Ziploc bag to like a garbage bag with that. I don't know what you're doing. I feel
They're
like
just sucking so much.
I mean, yeah, temporarily,
Tissue.
I guess it would give you more blood flow there because it would like, and the injury on top of it, there would be like a serious injury. I don't know about that injury part.
People couldn't do that if they had an implant, I would think, because if you hurt it or damage it, I don't know. It just seems.
Yeah, I guess if you have implants that could pop, it could potentially pop it. Sure.
Yeah.
So, I
No
don't know.
thanks.
I feel like you got to be so careful with stuff like that, especially, I don't know. I feel like is that going to cause breast cancer or weird anything else? My mind goes crazy with maybe what else it could cause or do. Just kind of like people, what
Yeah.
crazy things they do. But obviously, somebody even imagined doing that, and like, I don't know. I vote if you're like 25 or less, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of
No,
nuts people
thanks.
do. So I don't know. I think keep it safe, keep it simple. You guys could look cute lots of ways. Why do you have to get all crazy with it? Use some contacts.
Just because you see it online
Pad
doesn't
your
mean it's a
bra.
good idea.
What happened to the old days of just padding your bra, right? I was like, yeah, people have come up with some good ones now. But I love also, I think a great idea is like fat transfer now. They do fat transfer into the boob where you don't have to have an implant. I think that's
Yeah, because
the
it's your
best
own
way.
body's going into your body rather than
That's it. I
something
feel like
different.
why mess around? And then if you want to even do something that's not even surgery, we even do in our office is we put PRP in breasts that just gives you that fullness and that, you know, just by putting that in there, it just helps bring more blood flow in naturally so that you sit fuller. I think that's a super safe way to go too, where you're not risking just the yanking and pulling on that. I just feel like
Okay, so you want a bigger breast. You can come into DermFx. What is like the steps of PRP?
we just draw your blood. You basically just sit there. We have a lot of steps to do to actually make it like a filler consistency. Is like we cool it, then we heat it, and then we let it sit, and then we inject it into you, and it gives you a nice fullness. It definitely, I would say maybe half a cup. You know, I try to tell women like to keep it right here and give themselves a little bit more of a cleavage kind of a look.
Right.
But if you really wanted to get bigger breasts in a couple of sessions, it will do that for you. And I would say it probably lasts 9 months.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think it's
Safe alternative for
Yeah.
sure.
totally
And
safe
it works.
alternative.
Yeah.
And it's just you going into you, so you don't have to worry about any kind of weird
Right.
funka junk, right? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's things you can do in lieu of that are fun and safe and
Effective. Speaking of Christmas, what do you think is the best gift that a husband can give?
oh well, that's easy. It doesn't even need to be Christmas. First of all, just have your credit card on file at DermFx. Durr. That's the best
Awesome.
gift ever. Woo, woo. Or then we'll just
I
say,
love it.
your husband called and said you could have anything you want for those bluesy days. Come on down, and we'll just set
Save
you
it
right
on
up.
file.
All right. Well, if he's not that cool, which they're usually not, I would say you can just get a gift certificate online. We usually do them in a dollar denomination because it's too hard to keep track of like what his wife wants. I usually just say do it in a dollar amount. It makes it really easy. And then it's also within the budget of the husband, and then the wife can kind of watch. Usually they watch to see if there's like some sort of sale of something that they like, and then they're like, boom, there it is.
Let's use it.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
So
Way better than a vacuum.
yeah. Yeah. Don't buy your wife that vacuum
Don't
for
do
Christmas.
that. Yeah. No, every woman in the world would love a gift card. That would be awesome.
Yes. And I think for everything. Valentine's Day, anniversaries, birthdays, like you'll never miss
Tuesday.
with that. Yeah. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you'll ever miss with that. Right?
For sure. No, I would be so happy.
Yeah. So I think that's most women. Easy enough. Easy
Yeah.
that way. All right,
A
everybody.
way to
Well,
spoil you.
yes. Always get spoiled. Don't forget to get spoiled. Wives don't get spoiled enough. At least I don't think so. All right. Nice to see everybody again. Thank you for joining us. And Marilyn, thank you for coming.
It's been a blast.
And if you guys have any questions or comments, or you want me to comment on something that you've seen, I would love it. So hit us up. Thank you guys, and see you soon.
Yeah.